Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the second part of the Silentium MGX torture test. Today we're going to be talking about the overview of the damage, also starting the warranty claim, and then sort of my impressions of the suppressor and the test and how it did. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to remind you guys that I am doing a firearms policy donation. I am so close to reaching my goal. If you'd like to purchase stickers, you can. All the stickers that will be purchased from here on forward while supplies last will come with a I didn't lose anything in a boating accident sticker from Underground Ordnance. So if you haven't seen the part 1 of this torture test, it might make more sense if you do that first. So please click on that video and then come back to this because it'll make you understand how the suppressors did and all the things they went through. To recap, we put them through a torture test on the M240 Bravo, which is a belt-fed light machine gun in 308 or 760 by 51. It is a very high pressure round and it is a very rapid fire gun. We were not giving any sort of like bursts, we were just letting it go until it failed. Before we talk about the specifics of the damage of the suppressors, I wanted to give my impressions of the suppressor. So the Silentium MGX is a very affordable price point for a suppressor at around $399, starting depending on your configuration. And also a very cool thing about the Silentium can is that it accepts the 1.375 by 24 adapter that most of the dead air hemo and the Q Plan B and other common adapters use. The MGX that was tested in this test was the 3 baffle or the shortest configuration you can get. It's around 4.1 inches and it weighs about 8.2 ounces. So it is a very lightweight can. And also one of the best things about the suppressor is while being at a very affordable price point at $399, it is backed by their lifetime no BS warranty. That's kind of what triggered this discussion between Underground Ordnance and I, is we wanted to test these companies that are giving a no BS warranty claim and really pushing that to the extreme by putting them on a belt-fed machine gun. Because if they will warranty that, then I assure you that any problems that you run into with normal use, it'll be covered. And just to throw this out there, this is not a sponsored video by Silentium or anyone. This is just by Underground Ordnance and I's curiosity for destruction, and we just think it's cool. So I hope you guys enjoy this video series, and I hope you guys take away some information about suppressors and things like that. Please go check out Underground Ordnance. They deal in a lot of suppressors that I will be reviewing. They're really good guys, so go give them a shout. So as you saw in the first video, we were prepared to run this through the gauntlet with 700 or 800 rounds of linked 308. We were really prepared for anything. We didn't know how long the suppressor was going to last because we've never done this before. That being said, we put the first suppressor on with the dead air chemo mount on top of a dead air brake, and this was properly timed and it was properly checked for concentricity and everything like that, just so you guys are, if you were curious about that. But one of the most interesting failure points of that first test was the dead air chemo brake. This is all hypothetical, obviously, because we couldn't see the brake inside of the suppressor, but it looks like the brake actually sort of melted and laid down in front of the bore while the bullet proceeded to shoot the molten metal out of the front of the suppressor and then blow the suppressor basically off. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it's all just looking at the damage and looking kind of how it broke. The dead air collar actually is just fine, but the brake unfortunately is not salvageable. So one of the most important parts of the Rex can is the back, because that is the serialized portion. If this were to be damaged, unfortunately you would have to get a new suppressor with a new serial number and a new Form 4, which is not good. But it looks to be in great shape. The threads are good, but if we look at the baffle stack itself, we start seeing a lot of the damage that was done. As you can see in the slow motion footage, the suppressor actually was getting really hot right in front of the blast chamber, and this is probably just because this is the area experiencing the most pressure and the most heat, and that first weld was just the point at which it broke. But you can see the baffle at the beginning, it looks pretty okay, but you can see where it sort of took some shrapnel, I suspect from the chemo break, but who knows. But it did end up blowing the end cap off. We were unable to find the end cap and look at it, but just looking at the baffle stack, it does look pretty mangled. And that's to be expected because it is like basically molten metal that is experiencing those high pressures and blasted through metal. You can sort of see some warpage inside of that, which I think is the other baffle pushed onto the last one, but who knows. So Underground Ordnance and I expected to break one can, but when the test ended up like how it did and the dead air chemo break failed, we wanted to give some, sort of redemption for the Rex Silentium can in case the dead air mount was the actual point of failure on the suppressor. So luckily they were able to donate another can towards the test and we were able to break another one. So this second suppressor actually broke in a more normal way, if you will, just because there's really no terrible damage to the baffle stack or to the actual core of the suppressor. All it looks like is that the first weld just gave out and then just blew open, and that was it. They did give up right around the same time, approximately. The first test was around 222 rounds, and the second one, which is the direct thread, was around 188. I think that might have been attributed to the amount of heat that the front of the suppressor was taking with the less metal it had. The dead air chemo attachment and the brake was able to take some force, I suspect, and some, just more mass. But the direct thread actually held up pretty nicely. Continuous fire, there were no breaks as you saw. I do think that is a respectable result for this suppressor. So really the important question to you guys is, how is the warranty going to work? Because we actually destroyed these cans, is Rex Silentium going to honor their no BS warranty claim and repair these cans? Well, fortunately for you guys, I did reach out to Rex Silentium and they actually responded within the hour of their acceptance of the warranty claim. They were actually really enthusiastic about our test, and they also informed us that there are certain baffles that they can put in these suppressors that are more geared towards full auto, belt fed, mag dumps, if you will, that you can put in these suppressors that will give you some more longevity. I will say that there was no mention on the website, and that's something that I would kind of like to see. If there is an option for certain people that have machine guns or are high abusers of their suppressors, I think it would be a good option to see. Maybe I was just skipping that over, and maybe one of you guys in the comments can let me know if it's on their website, but they said it is an option, and I will go ahead and ask for that as an option to return back. So now what? Well, I'm going to take these suppressors that are damaged and I'm going to put them in a box and we are going to send them off to Rex Silentium to get worked on. This is the conclusion of the part 2 on these videos. Part 3 is going to be the reception of the warranty and then my impression of the whole process for you guys. One of the other questions that you might have is, why are we doing this? Why are we purposely breaking these suppressors just for fun? Well, the point is to show you guys what would happen if you had to do a warranty submission on your suppressor. Because suppressors really are lifelong investments due to the legal processes of them, unfortunately. And you guys should be able to understand the warranty process and have a peace of mind if you were to ever break your suppressor. Luckily, I have never broken any of my personal suppressors, but that being said, I would like to know that my suppressor will be covered if that happens. Well, that concludes part 2 of the Rex Silentium MGX torture test. I hope to see you soon in part 3, where we go over the suppressor warranty work and then my overall impressions of the whole transaction. If you guys like these kind of videos, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you guys' feedback, and let me know what suppressor you'd like to see go next in the gauntlet. The M240 Bravo is ready. We got plenty of ammo. Let's get some cans blown up. Thanks.